Best of days to everybody today. Today we're going to talk a little bit about bending wood and repairing stuff or doing something you did. They all use the same principle, which is heat. I just have a simple heat gun here that we're going to work with. And we have this old copy of a Stradivarius violin. You can tell it's a little beat up there, but I think there's still some hope for this instrument. Hopefully we won't add any more damage to this as we're taking this apart. So wood and temperature, about 215-ish, you can start bending wood. 223 to 225 I found is always kind of like the sweet spot for temperature. You get into like 245, 250, or you get above 225, you'll start putting like burn marks on wood. And 245, 250, you'll start literally lighting it on fire. If you're steaming, you can go higher in temperature, obviously, because there's water. And the steam ratio is generally around 1 hour per 1 inch on that. So if you have something that's 4 inches thick, it's 4 hours in the steam box before you can put some bend on it. Heat also will harden wood. Natives would take like cherry, harden it in the fire, and use it as a spear on bear back in the day. Maybe somebody's still out there doing that. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna take my chisel and just kind of clean up gently this glue, like really gently. And I have a temp gun here to soften things up and kind of pay attention to what's going on. We ain't gonna hold the temp gun stagnant in place at all. We're gonna keep it constantly moving so we don't have any burns. And I got the temperature set on this at 500 coming out. How accurate this is probably not super accurate. It's probably off by a couple degrees. So we're at like 175 right now on that. So we'll maybe try to deal with some of this glue here and see. And we just like, when I touch with these tools, it's like the weight of the tool, if that. You're working with wood on instruments that's generally around like 1.8 millimeters thick. That's kind of the sweet spot. You don't want to go too much thicker, and sometimes you go thinner. It just depends on the wood. So I got it up to 205, 206 right now. This area on the surface. And this glue is getting a lot softer on me here. Just real gentle is what we're doing with this. I might try to remove this back here, and then we can kind of go at it with some sandpaper. I'm going to try to keep this away from the center because I don't want to pull apart these two pieces. And I want to be careful not to undo the purfling, which is around the edge of the instrument. You have different types of grains and their widths or how they end. So like on an instrument, you got your end grain, and that end grain will just peel apart, as we learned earlier with how we work with chisels. And so you can see this is all going this direction here, and then your purflings are wrapping around where the grain is going with it, and it's bent, so it's not end grain, it's side grain on it, so there's the risk of tear out isn't there. Put down so you can see some action down here. Always moving the heat gun back and forth. Never have it stay still. You'll start burning stuff in. You want to warm the whole thing as a unit, pretty much. Just ever so slowly work stuff when it comes to instruments. Very, very little pressure. This is something that you can spend 40, 50 hours working on something and then end up breaking that piece that you're working on because you wanted to hurry something up. So this is a very kind of just laid back, chill process when you go about it. You'll see we had some smoke come off there. So I'm going to pull this heat gun back. Just ever so lightly we do this. You can remove epoxy too, any type of glue. Once you heat up whatever substance is glued together to a certain point, you kind of like just dissipate the bond within it. I don't know if I'll have this camera running the whole time on this. I might shut this off as we get farther down here. But just to kind of give you an idea how slow this process is and how gentle I'm trying to be. I'm only using just like a couple pounds of force, if that, because this stuff is really, really thin. You see some more smokage from something on that. I'm going to back off a little bit. Got this side up to around 200 degrees here this time. I was able to get like another, just from that right there, I opened up like a half of inch down on this lower bout here. people had tried to glue over on the outside here. It's always recommended to grab like a tester piece or something when you're trying to bend or remove something, and kind of get an idea of what it takes before you go into it. I think 200 seemed to be a pretty good temp for loosening stuff up on here. Just run it into some problems. I wonder what type of glue they decided to use here. It doesn't look like anything normal to me. Yeah, anyways, that's probably enough. I'll take some pictures and post it when we get this back removed, and hopefully I don't cause any more damage to it. But that is the process for removing stuff, and we'll talk about more on it. You could use heat for anything, a table, whatever, you know, for glue, if it's sealed together and it's not bunged and screwed. Anyways, take care. Peace.